What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. If you don't know that already, I love all things makeup and beauty. I am also a mother, and my kids are in the background probably the whole video today. I really just wanted to do a nice like lavender red eye tutorial. So this is the style that I am going for today. I'm going to be doing a very in-depth tutorial of how I do my cut creases, how I use the Vaseline when I use them to cut my crease. So this is a very in-depth tutorial that I got requested to do numerous times. If you want to see how I cut my crease, in-depth tutorial, you want to see how I created this eye look here, then just continue watching. Alright, so jumping right in, I'm going to start by priming my eye with my PLouise base in the shade number 2. So I just put that base all over my eyelid just to make sure everything's nice and even. I'm now going to take my PLouise Basic Bright, and this one is in Rude Boy Red. I'm going to take the smallest amount of this. I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I'm just going to lay that down. And I'm going to just kind of put this down where I want that red to be the most vibrant. So that way the red. So the first shade that I'm going to take is Taste. I'm going to take this is just a doe color brush. And I'm just going to take this shade and apply it everywhere I put down that red eyeshadow base. So I'm just pressing it down, packing down the color, and then I'll just start to blend out the edges. So I'm just going to take a clean brush, and this one doesn't look very clean just because I did use it on my other eye, but I'm just going to use this to further diffuse those edges. The next, I'm going to go in with Cherish. And then for this next shade, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pack it down first. Really deepen this crease. This color is like such a true red. I love it. So I just packed it down, and now I'm just lightly blending out the edges. And then I'm going to go back in with a little bit of the first color, Taste, just to make sure everything is well blended. And I don't want to lose any colors. And I'm going to add just a little bit of Ego now. And then I'm just going to take the smallest amount of this shade. Just because I want a super deep crease, and this is the darkest color in the palette. Alrighty, now for the real in-depth part. as you can see on this side, I am doing a very light purple and also a white. So of course this red will go through any base that I try to apply down. It's going to bleed into it. So to clean up my crease before I do anything, I'm going to take some Vaseline, and this shit's so old. I've had this for so many years. But you know, that's just Vaseline. I'm going to take some expired ass Vaseline. I also have a baby wipe on hand. You know, mom gotta have a ton of baby wipes. That way, as I go through, I can kind of clean off the excess. And then I'm going to be taking my Simply Simon number 10 cut crease brush, which is super, super thin and amazing. Honestly, you don't really need that much of the Vaseline, depending on like how big, like if you're gonna do a full cut crease, I mean, you still need that much. So I just take it on back of my hand, really just coat the brush in it. Thin amount, thin, you want it to be like very thin. So I'm just gonna basically cut out my crease with the Vaseline. So after I do like the first swipe, I'm gonna take my baby wipe, clean off the brush. You can see kind of rubbed off, and then I'll take some more. So I do like to cover the whole like area that I'm gonna wipe away. I like to cover it all in Vaseline. Okay, so now that I kind of have, if you could see it, I have like a nice line. I'm going to take my baby wipe like this on my finger, and I'm just going to wipe away the Vaseline. I'm going to be very careful not to go above that line. Just kind of makes it real crisp. Now that I have like a nice clean lid space, just wipe the excess Vaseline off my hand. So a brush I've been loving recently is my Mitchell base. So now I'm just going to take my base in the shade number 2. Same one for that I used to prime my eye. And I'm just going to apply this down. My sister called and it cut off. Okay, so that line is pretty crisp to me. So I don't know if you could see up here, kind of where I had to go like further than so the Vaseline was about right there. And then where it's kind of pinky is where I, you know, had to make them even and everything. So that's why I use the Vaseline, is so that it doesn't bleed. But it's not a big deal. It'll still cover up. And it's not that much, so not a big deal. But I'm just, after I put the base down, I just go around and pat everything down to make sure it's even. I'm going to go right back in with Cherish. Right on the edge, I'm going to just press down that pigment first. And then I'll give it a little blendy blend. My baby is being so well behaved for the moment. Don't want to jinx myself. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Red Taste, the first shade we used. Give it more of a blend. for this really pretty lavender shade. I actually took my BPerfect Clientele palette and I took the shade Minx, which once I seen this shade, I had to use it in a look. I didn't know what I was going to do with it because I don't really use purples that often, but I was like, I need to do that. I need to use that. So I'm just going to take a fluffy packer brush, and this one's an e.l.f. brush. And I'm just going to pat this down and really pack it on everywhere I cut that crease. And usually with like pigments and shimmers, I use a glue base, but with these BPerfect ones, they're just so stunning. You don't even need like extra hold. I mean, you could still use like a glue base if you wanted to, and it would really, really pop. But I think they're just as stunning on their own on a tacky base. Obviously, I used some white in there, and this is a shimmer and purple. So I'm going to take more Vaseline, the same Simply Simon brush, do the same thing, put it on the back of my hand, really thin it out, and then I'm going to just clean up a line. And then I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to lick it, which is really gross, but I mean, that's what I did. Shh. And I'm just going to wipe that Vaseline away. After I wiped away that Vaseline, I'm actually now going to take my Suva Beauty Space Panda liner. And I already have water in the cap, so I'm just going to activate this bad boy up. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the front. Alright, then I'm going to do something real crazy. And I'm going to set this with a white eyeshadow. See if that helps with the cracking. My hopes is that it'll absorb it and just seal it down, you know? And then I'm going to take the red and start to press that on. And then I'm also going to take Cherish to blend this all together. So I'm going to go ahead and do my face, and then we can come back and finish the eyes. Okay. So I did go ahead and do my face, and I used the highlighter Once Upon a Time from the PLouise palette to highlight. So I have an idea of what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to start with the shade Ego, which is the darkest shade that we used. So that kind of purpley shade. I'm actually going to put this one first. So I think I'm going to take the shade Soulmate, which is this one right here. I want the eyes, under eyes to be kind of purpley. This is like a mauve. So I still want it to tie into the red, but I thought the purple would look good. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight with the Once Upon a Time shade. I'm going to put this on my inner corner and brow bone as well. Oh, dude. My son just farted. So for lashes, I think I'm going to take these ones in Jet Setter. These are by Beauty Creations. Okay, so those still need a second to dry. So I'm going to take my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk.
Okay.
Alright, and now we're going to apply the lashes.
Good job.
Alright, so here we have the final look. I don't know what to do with my hair, but also I did not use those other lashes. I wasn't feeling the vibes. These ones are from the same company, Beauty Creations, but these ones are in Aesthetic. So yeah, so they look like this. So yeah, so this is the completed look. And then for my lip, I just put on my Hank & Henry Petal Pusher. This is not it, this is Candy Apple, but same thing. I just used the one in Petal Pusher, so it's on my lips. I felt like the vibes matched. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. There'll definitely be plenty more where this one came from. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. You know, check out my social medias. Make sure you're following me. And thank you to everybody who is subscribed to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. 100 people actually like my videos, so makes me feel really good. It makes me motivated to continue filming. It is a little bit difficult for me to film. You know, I am a stay-at-home mom, so I have my 3 kids with me all the time, so it is really hard to sit and film. Literally, what time is it? This video has literally taken me 4 hours to film, and this makeup look, if I didn't have my kids, probably only would have took me an hour tops to do this whole full face of makeup. But it took me 4 hours with my kids. So yeah, so it's definitely really difficult for me to find the time to sit down and film, but I will try my hardest. So yeah, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and roll the clip.